Starting in Master Duel, here are the top 5 cards that you should craft. These cards are an absolute must to craft first, and here's why. The first card is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Is just too good. It stops most of the deck from searching for cards and special summoning from the deck, and it even stops sending cards from the graveyard. To top it all off, it can also stop Max C. This one card defines the meta, where if a deck cannot recover from one single Ash Blossom, it won't be meta or competitive enough to play. Next card that I also recommend is Infinite Impermanence. This is a trap card where you can either set it as normal or play it in your hand. The good thing about this is that you can interrupt your opponent from playing even if it's not your turn or you don't have anything in the field, just like Ash Blossom. In this way, even if you're going second, you can interact with your opponent and stop them from making it board that is too hard to rid. Or if you hit the right card correctly, you might even stop them from playing. The good thing about this card is that it cannot be negated by something like Called by the Grave, due to the fact that it's a trap card and not monster card. Third card is Effect Veiler. It is one of the best hand traps in my opinion. Sometimes it's better than Ash Blossom. The good thing about this card is that it isn't a once per turn effect. If you have 3 effective Veilers in your hand, you can use them all. Unlike Ash Blossom, if you have 3 Ash Blossom, 2 of them is a dead card. The effect of this card is like Infinite Impermanence but in monster form, and the restriction to this is that you cannot use it on your turn. You can only use it in the opponent's main phase. But still, it's a really great card. This is simply too good of an interruption on your opponent's first turn, and you can also use it to negate monsters in mid to grind games. The thing that makes Ash Blossom much better sometimes is that Effect Veiler cannot negate pots of cards and spells and traps cards that special summon monsters from the deck. Fourth card is Max C. It is probably the strongest hand trap of all. It has a simple card effect. Send this card to graveyard. In this turn, if your opponent special summons a monster, every time they special summon, draw 1 card. If your opponent just keeps special summoning, you can gain a lot of card advantages, and with the modern format, 1 card is too impressive, like Lightning Storm, Dark Ruler no more. And evenly matched etc. your opponent might not play that turn. It's like Max C is negate 1 turn to meta decks that love special summoning. Fifth cards are Forbidden Droplet and Dark Ruler no more. I just combined these two because they produce the same effect. Forbidden Droplet is much better than Dark Ruler no more, but you can still play Dark Ruler no more, especially for decks that can't afford the cost of Droplet. The effect of this card is that it negates every monster effect in the opponent's field. Cards like Herald of Ultimateness, Cyber Dragon Infinity, Destiny Hero Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer etc. can't use their effects. To top it all off, if you use Dark Ruler, they can't response Dark Ruler no more with monsters effects. In the Forbidden Droplet case, is that in response to this card's activation, your opponent cannot activate cards, or the effects of cards of the same original type as the cards sent to the graveyard to activate this card. So it can be a spell speed 4 or can't be negated if you send the 3 types of cards. The thing these two make is that they can support you to break boards with a modern format that loves making boards that are too hard to get rid of or have a bunch of negates that stop you from playing. These 2 cards gave the second player a chance to play. Finally, even though I said it was only 5 cards in the beginning, I had to include this to must craft. Called by the Grave. Remember all the wonderful hand traps that I mentioned earlier? You can negate most of them unless it's Infinite Impermanence or NIBIRU. The effect of this card is that you can chain it to a hand trap, then banish that hand trap that was sent from the graveyard to negate its effect until the end of the next turn. This is just an anti-hand trap card to stop this powerful hand trap from interrupting your play. Since it doesn't restrict you from picking any monster, you can also use it on other boss monsters that have graveyard effects like Eldritch the Golden Lord, Destiny Hero Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer etc., making it more generic and not restricted to a specific counter. I didn't include all the staples. I just include cards that, most of the time, can be used in every meta deck. Cards like NIBIRU, where if you play against a control deck, NIBIRU is just a dead card in your deck or hand. Evenly Matched isn't also a good card to include here due to the fact that this card is only a going second card and can't be as generic as those 6 I mentioned. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if I was able to help you. This is Zarzu's YUGIOH. Thank you.